Okay, well, thank you all for taking a seat, and I want to thank all of you for joining us here at the College of Sequoia's Porter Fieldhouse and welcome you to the COS Hall of Fame induction ceremony. My name is Tim Foster, and I'm fortunate enough to be the executive director of the COS Foundation, and I get to MC this evening for you. We have a fantastic group of board members here at the COS Foundation. They are listed in your program, and here with us tonight to help welcome all of you is our board president, Mr. Tom Giampetro. Tom?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming this evening and making this such a great event for COS. COS has a very vibrant foundation. We're doing very well, probably better than ever in the school's history. And we are able to provide programs, grants, scholarships, all different types of things that the college may need. It's really a pleasure to serve on this. This is my third term as president. I don't know if Tim's ever going to give me a break, but it just keeps on going. I'd like to thank Tim for all of his work that he does as our director and CEO. I'd also like to recognize Brent Calvin. Brent's over here at this table. Brent, thanks for your support, and with all of your staff, they do a fantastic job this evening for us. I'd also like to recognize the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. I know this is never an easy selection, but thank you for the time that you put into making this selection for Juan, Tina, and Craig this evening, and congratulations to each of you that are receiving the award tonight. This is a prestigious honor, and we don't take it lightly. We want you to realize that the college appreciates all that you've done and all that you're going to do for the college in the future. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We appreciate your support, and we're so thankful for all of you that have an interest in the College of Sequoias and the foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Well, we have a few other board members in the audience with us. Davey Vartanian is here, and Raymond Macareno is one of our foundation board members. He's also one of our trustees. I've also recruited Tom's wife, Sue. She's on one of my committees for the Science Fund. So we've got Sue working. It's a great, wonderful couple for the COS Foundation. It makes our job so much easier here at the COS Foundation to raise money for the college when the college is doing so well and the college is performing so well and is such a wonderful active partner in the community, thanks to us having tremendous leadership at the Board of Trustees level. And the trustees are named in your program, and we have several of our trustees here in the room with us this evening, including Board President Raymond Macareno. We have Board Clerk Ken Nunez. We have our recently appointed trustee Robert Aguilar here. And yes. Now, Robert, when I say recently, we're talking, he was sworn in Tuesday last week. And this is as a result of our good friend and longtime trustee, Greg Sherman, resigning just last month. And so, Greg, thank you very much for all of your service. Greg started his service of the college as a COS Foundation board member, so thank you also for that service, Greg. We appreciate your decades of service to College of Sequoias. And thank you, Bob, for stepping up and joining this illustrious group. Okay, well, we have a great meal for you, and that is provided by Suse Creative Catering. And we have a wonderful program as well, but we want to get everyone at least started to be fed first, okay? But be sure to go get your meal and get back to your table. And as soon as I feel like everyone's kind of sitting down and eating, we can get the rest of the program started, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, I think everyone that's going to get a plate has gotten a plate. Wonderful. But we are going to get the program started. The COS Foundation was founded in 1986. And that very first year, the board created the Hall of Fame. So in your programs, you will see all of the Hall of Fame members listed, along with the year they were inducted. I noticed a few Hall of Famers right here in the room amongst us. If you all could raise your hand and please be acknowledged. I know, come on, I know. Where is Connie's here? Al's here. Yep. Sue's here. Thank you folks for coming out. I really appreciate you supporting the Hall of Fame. And honestly, thank you for being such pillars in the community and representing the college so well over the years. We really appreciate you. This year's inductees once again illustrate just the beautiful magnitude of paths to the College of Sequoias, through the College of Sequoias, and after the College of Sequoias. I would like our inductees to also know that they will all receive a framed copy of a California State Assembly resolution in their honor, that acknowledges their achievements and congratulates them. These are thanks to State Assembly member Ali Macedo. Thank you, Ali. So let's get started with our first inductee, Mr. Craig Vejvoda. Yes.
My name's Igor Ferreira, and I've nominated Craig Vejvoda to be inducted into COS Hall of Fame. Knowing Craig's history with COS, being part of the wrestling program, ASB class president, and serving on the COS Foundation board later, COS was an integral part of Craig's life.
My name's Gary Smith, 50 plus years, Craig's friend. Craig is very giving of his time and energy, and it doesn't matter whether it's professionally, in sports, in friendship, or to the community. He's 100% all the way.
I mean, I've known Craig now for about 13 years. Frankly, he's a second dad to me, mentor of mine. I call him my American dad.
It's always been in his spirit to be involved. I think the biggest thing people don't see is how many balls he can juggle at the same time and keep things straight.
A lot of people probably don't know how many other things he is either a part of or has been a part of. He's been volunteering at the International Ag Center since 1988. He's been on the Tulare Kings County's Estate Planning Council and serving on the board of the Central Valley Blood Center Board. A big part of his heart is being involved with Rotary. The list just goes on and on.
Having the strength and spirit to restart a wrestling program at Tulare Union was amazing. The more students that can see his story, maybe the more they can believe in themselves and give to the community like Craig has always done.
Craig always tells me that you can accomplish anything as long as you have time, discipline, and a game plan. Things can be simple and you can make it simple, but ultimately you got to show up, do the work, put the time in.
Just continuing to give, continuing to be involved. There's not a better friend than Craig Vejvoda. I really do value that friendship. There's nothing more special than that.
I'm sure that his time spent here has made a huge impact, not only his life, but indirectly in the lives that he's impacted. Craig, I love you. You're my second dad, and I can't think of anyone else that is more deserving than this Hall of Fame, so congratulations, buddy.
Absolutely wonderful. So we also prepared a video with Craig, so he could get some of his words out. We're going to give him a little microphone time too, but we wanted to give him a chance to kind of collect his thoughts on video as well. So here's Craig's video.
I'm Craig Vejvoda, and this year I'm being inducted into the College of Sequoias Hall of Fame. It's quite an honor. I graduated Toledo High School, went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, thinking I could walk onto the wrestling team at Cal Poly. There were people in that room that were way better wrestlers than me, and I took my lumps, that's for sure. The College of Sequoia's wrestling team was competing at Cuesta and went over there to watch. And of course, I knew most of the people on the team. And just after a conversation, I just thought it would be in my best interest to transfer back to COS for what I was thinking would be one semester, where I can get some general ed out of the way and also actually get to compete. The intention was to be there for one semester, but it was so much fun. I had some success on the wrestling mat. I decided to run for student body president and got elected, so I was there for another year. The second year was even more fun, but it led me on this journey to eventually get into financial services and a financial advisor for over 40 years. A very, very rewarding career. Get to help a lot of people, make a difference in people's lives. You know, a cause that's near and dear to me is blood and organ donations. Not quite 3.5 years ago, I needed a heart, and if I didn't get that heart, I would not be here today for sure. So I encourage people to register, be an organ donor. I've been a blood donor since my COS days. You save lives, there's no question you save lives. Or maybe some of you know. You learn something about being able to take hold of your life, and that there's a whole lot of value in not quitting, to never give up. Now, it doesn't mean no one's gonna win the match, but you don't give up.
Craig, Gary, can you come up and join me on stage, please? Okay, you got it? You got it? He made it.
What do you think, Coach? Did I land that okay? Tim asked me if I'd like to say a few words. Now, you all know that I'm a former politician, a former coach, got a captive audience and a live mic and no time limit. What could go wrong? But fortunately, my wife, who's very accustomed to giving keynote addresses and public speaking, has taught me the 3 B's about public speaking. She says, be brief, be brilliant, and be seated. Now, I may fall a little short, but if I get 2 out of 3, that ain't bad, at least according to that great philosopher Meatloaf. So congratulations to Tina and Juan. I look forward to hearing your stories. And I just want to tell you what an honor it is just to be here with you, to see all the past recipients or the inductees into this Hall of Fame. And Tim, I really don't think I belong, but I ain't giving it back. So I do want to thank my nominators. Gary, I didn't know you were one of my nominators. Thank you. And the selection committee. I also want to introduce some very special people to me who are here tonight. I'll start with my mom. She's 95 years old. My dad is here, certainly in spirit. And at the risk of overextending my time with the mic, let me just share you just a little bit about her story and her history. All my grandparents immigrated to the United States a little over a century ago. My mom's dad died when she was 4 years old. They lived in a little town in northeast Nebraska. That was during the Depression. Her mom, which is my grandmother, had limited skills and even more limited grasp of English. To say that my mom grew up in abject poverty would be an understatement. She spoke Czech at home and learned English in school, as did my dad. And yet my mom and dad raised 5 children who are all self-supporting and making positive contributions to society. I am proud of my Bohemian heritage and very grateful to be living the American dream, a dream that my grandparents could not have possibly imagined. So I love you, Mom, and I thank you. My sister Val is here, and she lived in the San Diego area, moved back to Tulare in 2003 when my dad passed to help my mom, and what a blessing you have been. Appreciate you, sis. My brother Mick is here, and truth be told, he's a much better person and a much better athlete than me. He also wrestled at COS. We have a California Hall of Famers, California Wrestling Hall of Famers at this table. Bob Davis was going to make it. He didn't. He's 95 years young, but he was head of the referees for our area, administrator in Hanford High Schools, and was the first principal when they opened Hanford West. 2 days ago, his son Mike was going to bring him here. He didn't join us. He was inducted into the California Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2006, the 9th class that was inducted. And his path was through refereeing. Aren't many of those. Also at this table is Joe Connolly. Joe was also an excellent referee, and he's here with his wife Barbara. But Joe also was an administrator in Exeter and a real good wrestling coach. Coached some great teams. And there was a while I was a head coach at Tulare Union High School, and you didn't want to wrestle in that Exeter gym. just saying, Joe had a way of working those refs and then getting the crowd worked up. But he also was inducted in 2006. Eugene Guerrero is here. What a treat. Eugene wrestled at Corcoran High. The first state wrestling match was held in 1973. Eugene took second at the state meet in 1973 as a junior. And then he's gone on to do a lot of coaching and instructing. He will be inducted. He'll join you, Joe, in the California Wrestling Hall of Fame May 2nd this year in Sacramento. So congratulations, Eugene. And a special shout out to Dave Adams. He wasn't just my coach, he was also the faculty advisor for the student council, and I spent a lot of time with Coach. He was a mentor in countless ways. He was a major reason that I transferred from Poly to COS, and an even bigger reason why I stayed another year. I very much appreciate you. I appreciate our friendship. Thank you, Gabe. So there's one other person at my table who doesn't need an introduction. She was inducted in this Hall of Fame 10 years ago, and that's Connie Conway. So when we got married, 11 years ago now, I chose to keep my maiden name. But there's some people like Elby who calls me Conway, but I really think that Dave Macedo started all that. It's been fun. But my wife amazes me and inspires me every day, and I'm so very blessed that you keep me around in spite of all my shortcomings. So my family provided the foundation for my life journey. I feel that COS provided that springboard to where I am today. The most memorable class I had was hygiene with Vic Crumdick. Did anybody have? Yeah, you guys remember Vic? He was amazing. His gymnastics and communication skills were impressive. And every time I hear a Neil Diamond song, it puts me in that auditorium. And he's got a chair, just an empty chair. And he's playing that Neil Diamond, I Am, I Said. But he's saying the words. Music's in the background, he's saying the words. And he says, I am, I said, to no one there. And no one heard at all, not even the chair. I won't go on with the rest of those lyrics, But to this day, if I hear Neil Diamond, I am in that auditorium. It really made an imprint. This is 45 years ago. It made an imprint upon me. But most of the impact COS had on me was the awesome experience outside the classroom. As ASB president, I got the opportunity to attend the board of trustees meetings and sit on the dais with Louis Sweet, who was a Tulare area trustee, and Dr. Cruikshanks. I got to do interviews with Tim Miller, who was a reporter with the COS newspaper. Now, Tim was a fellow Tulare Union grad, and I knew him since grade school. But yet, for some reason, he would sometimes write things about me in the school newspaper that were somewhat disparaging. I didn't show my mom those articles. But we had good fun. Prop 13 came on the ballot in June 1978, which drastically changed the funding for community colleges. And so I had an opportunity to speak with local newspapers about what that meant, and that was kind of a neat thing to be able to do. But the most remarkable thing, the most impressive thing to me was the camaraderie, the practice, the travel, and the competition of wrestling. And Coach's wife would make you a pie if you won a tournament. Best pies ever. Shared a story about cherry pie with Coach tonight. So all the opportunities I had at COS just prepared me to take on other challenges in life, and it's been a really good thing. Allow me to shift gears just for a minute and tell you about my classmate and former teammate, Steve Boots. He was a heavyweight on the Tulare Union wrestling team, and he needs a kidney transplant. The best chance of him receiving one is from a Good Samaritan donor. There are over 100,000 people in the United States on the organ transplant list. Most of them need a kidney. Every 9 minutes, a new one is added to that list. And each day, 17 people die while waiting on the list. One person can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. If you are on the organ donor registry, I thank you. If you're not, it's easy. Do it through the DMV, or you can go online, a Google search, plenty of options to do that. And if you are registered, I ask you to let your wishes be known while you're still here with us. I mean, it's a difficult time for your next of kin, and don't make it any harder. So, Tim, I think my time is up. Thanks again to the Hall of Fame committee for this honor, and thank you all for your kind attention. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Craig. Appreciate you. Your dismount was even better. Next, we have Tina Macedo. Tina was nominated by Ian Bakke, and here is his video.
My name's Ian Bakke, and I nominated Tina Macedo for COS Hall of Fame. Tina Macedo has demonstrated to her community, to her family, and to COS that she is an extremely well-rounded individual that cares and is very giving to the organizations that she's a part of. She's an outstanding fundraiser and an advocate for children, an advocate for nonprofits. She couldn't have done a better job for the Valley Children's Roundup. First time ever fundraiser in Tulare County for Valley Children's, and she knocked it out of the park, raising over $200,000 on the first round. A community leader like that sets her mind with the passion and the drive that she has is unmistakably unique and should be extremely sought after in this community. And I am so grateful to have known her and to know her as the great woman of our county that does such an amazing job for the organizations that she's a part of. Tina was a teacher here at COS. A story that we've all grown to love is that at one point in time she was pregnant, but the day that her water broke, she was on her way to the hospital, but made her husband, which was obviously a nervous wreck, stop at COS so she can drop off grades before she gave birth to her child. What a dedicated individual, and man, I do not wish to be a part of that car ride. It's been amazing to be a part of Tulare County and just see the impacts that she holds true. The legacy that Tina has left behind in her path is one of honor, integrity, and community service at the heart of everything she's done. And we are super excited for her to get this award.
Just wonderful. Thank you, Ian. And now we have a video created with Tina.
My name is Tina Fernandez Macedo. In the mid-'80s, I did attend COS for a short amount of time while transitioning to Cal Poly. I started my own business in 2000, one of the few women-owned engineering companies here in California. It was a very exciting time. There was a lot of new regulation coming down the pike for agriculture. I also farm. I farm almonds and citrus, and that really is my passion. Continuing a family tradition, a legacy to my father, who absolutely loved farming. He loved to see the water flow and the plants grow, as I say. And I was fortunate enough to come back to COS after earning my degrees and working in the field of engineering to teach out at the school farm. Classes like irrigation, fertilizers, women in agriculture, farm accounting. So it was a really great way to share my knowledge and my passion of agriculture with students here locally. In my experience teaching at COS, my motivation was to share knowledge, but mostly to inspire education in students. By advocating for education and making it seem very positive as a future vehicle for not only prosperity, but for success and happiness. Well, I think my time here at COS gave me the opportunity to meet new people that I would not have had the opportunity to engage with. One of them being Brent Calvin, Larry Dudo. These are people that were pillars in the community and were movers and shakers. And so when you expand in your career or in your community involvement, you now have more people to lean on, to bring in, to support your causes. I am honored to be inducted into the COS Hall of Fame. I want to congratulate my fellow inductees, and I am privileged to be joining those who have been inducted before me.
Tina, Ian, can you join me up here on stage, please?
If I'm being honest, I really did not realize that we had time behind the mic today, and that is not my favorite place to be. We have family members that like the mic, my daughter, my husband, the politicians such as Craig and Connie, but not myself. I'm much more comfortable in the side wings supporting and advocating. But I am honored and humbled to be joining the COS Hall of Fame. COS has always held a very special place in my heart and in my life. My daughter, as mentioned, almost was born out at the school farm. But anyway, it was a fun story, and certainly those were wonderful years. I look back on them with just a lot of humility in that when I had students go on to Cal Poly that would call me and say, hey, can you help me out with this irrigation problem, or things like that. It was very humbling, and I felt like I was definitely contributing to our community. So going to my family, I want to thank them for being just amazing supporters. My husband, my daughter Alexandra, my husband David Macedo, my daughter Alexandra, my son David John, they're truly my #1 fans, and they've always been there to support me in whatever endeavor I explore into. Whether they agree with me or not, they are there to lend a helping hand and to give me the rah-rah. So I do get them involved in things that oftentimes I think they wish they did not have to participate in, but we appreciate you very much. And I'm very proud of all that they've accomplished. I feel like we support each other. I want to thank everybody that's here supporting me tonight. Sue Shannon, who's an icon at COS, a former Hall of Famer. She's been like a second mom to me. In my youth, she was definitely a leader and gave me a lot of experiences. My parents were selfless servants, John and Nevia Fernandez. My dad has passed, but he's definitely here in spirit. My mom is not doing well, but they gave us the encouragement not only to do well academically, but to give back to community in every way that you could, whether it be your talent, your time, or your resources. So am very, very grateful to them. Also with me is my godchild, Colin Fernandez, and his wife, Jacqueline, my dear cousin, Joey Fernandez, and Tawny Fernandez, and friends, Jeff Lusk, Nia, and the Crooks, Sharon and Everett. Thank you. And I can't thank you enough, Ian, for that very complimentary video. I do appreciate that. I feel honored and yet almost like I'm not worthy of this. So when Craig was saying that, he thought that they made the wrong phone call, I have to join you in that. I was like, Tim, are you sure you made the right phone call? Is this the right number? But anyway, just a short story. When we ran the first bond for the Tulare campus, my kids were very young, and for about 6 weeks, we had an entire wardrobe in the car that was blue, orange, and white. And so wherever we went, if we were knocking doors or we were at a public event or we were putting up yard signs, my car was set up to go out and promote the bond. And we had an office right across campus. Peyton told me what that office is now. It's right behind the Foster's Freeze, or kind of. The marketplace, yes, okay. Well, that was our campaign headquarters. And we were all set up. The kids had a table where they did their homework and ate their Happy Meals, and they would help us paint signs. And I mean, it was just hands on deck. And I look back at that now, and I know I have pictures, but things are a little bit crazy these days. I wasn't able to find them, but those were just really, really heartfelt, fun times. So thanks again. I appreciate all of you for being here. Congratulations, Craig and Juan. I'm happy to be part of your class. So thank you. Thank you again.
Wow, the marketplace was campaign headquarters, huh? I don't remember that. I always remember it as College Cyclery. Do you folks remember the College Cyclery being there, the bike shop there? That was a long time ago. Okay, well, we will move on to our third inductee and final inductee, Mr. Juan Guerrero. Yes. Juan was nominated by Bob Aguilar, and here is his video.
Hello everyone, I'm Bob Aguilar, and it is my honor to nominate Juan Guerrero to the COS Hall of Fame. What I learned from Juan in terms of his passion for education is that idea that it creates opportunities in which you can improve your life. His passion towards students, whether it be the little ones in kindergarten and elementary school all the way through high school. And he knows that if he's there to help mentor and guide that, he knows that those opportunities that were given to him through education, it's going to transfer on to those that he serves. And Juan just had that passion to help those make efforts to improve their lives. And he was always there to mentor them, to guide them, to support them. So I want an opportunity to share with you some of the things that Juan has accomplished. And I had to write these things down because there's so many. He has served with Proteus 39 years. He was a youth counselor and an intake worker. He was a branch manager that oversaw and supervised the operation of the Dinuba Training and Employment Office. He was a liaison between Proteus and federal programs that included the Department of Labor, the Department of Migrant Education. Now let's talk about his stuff outside of his work with Proteus, because there was many. He was the director of the Whitman Village Community Center. He served with the Multi-Agency Gang Task Force, founding member of the El Primer Paso Alcohol and Drug Recovery Home, founding member of the Loco Círculo de Hombres, a board member of the Sequoia Council of the Boy Scouts of America, and a founding member of the College Sequoia's Latino Alumni Network. He was a 4-term member of the school board, serving over 17 years. He was the board president 5 times, and he served as the board clerk 4 times. So you can see what Juan is willing to do to serve his community, and it's just something as a testament to his willingness to help others, support others, mentor others. So Juan, from a personal standpoint, I know my father would be so proud of you to do and get recognized for the work that you've done and the efforts that you've put in. And this is a well-deserved honor. So congratulations in becoming a member with the COS Hall of Fame.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Bob. And now we will hear from Juan.
Hello, my name is Juan Guerrero, and I'm an alumni of College of Sequoias. At a very young age, my parents instilled in all of us, the value of education. I had the opportunity, I remember one summer, actually go to Fresno State in an Upward Bound program. My parents, it was a 2-week program. They actually allowed me to go, which is something that you're not going to find people do that often, especially, it's during the peak harvest season. I never forgot about that because those 2 weeks meant a lot to my family because it was income for the family. It also exposed me to another world of books. Picking up a book and reading a book and studying a book, that was something that was important for me. I started working and I found out that I needed to go back to school. And COS was to me a resource. I was raising a family. I had my wife, my three children. I'd end up going to work. When I would enroll, I'd take a class here and there. That's why it took me so long in the evenings, but that's what I needed to do. And that's what I wanted to do. My dream job was that I was working with farm workers. And I was talking to people that had a real desire to change their lives and improve their lives. And that always had an impact on me because that was my life. When you have a college or university in your cities, in your counties, and it actually raises the education and the economics for everybody else. And that is so vital. There are pathways for the students to go to a 4-year university. That impact on that just affects everything. I never in my life expected to be nominated. I feel honored. I feel grateful. I could never do anything like that without having the support of my wife. Thinking about my family, my children, my grandkids and my great-grandkids, I'm hoping to give them some type of an example that they can look at and say, well, Grandpa did that. I can do that too.
Juan, Bob, can you join me up here on stage?
First thing I did was watch that first step. I didn't want to fall down. When you wear bifocals, you have to look at that. I do want to congratulate the fellow inductees, Craig, Tina, and I want to thank Bob Aguilar for his nomination. His father was a mentor of mine, and I talked to him almost every day for about 20 years. I have a few words. I won't take long. It is truly an honor to be recognized in this way. It is especially meaningful because Bob Aguilar nominated me, and as I said, his father was a mentor for me. I'm especially grateful tonight for my family, my wife Stella. And I have to say this, there's a lot of things that I do. Today I was at Valley Oak with my compadre, Larry Gonzalez. And a lot of times, my wife, she tells me, she says, if you need to go out there and if you need to work with these kids, these families, you go ahead and do it. So a lot of times she pushes me out the door. I belong to a circle of men. We meet monthly. And what we do is we try to work with other men so they can be good fathers, grandfathers, brothers, sisters. Anyway, and she tells me, she says, you need to go to those meetings. Every time you go to those meetings, you come back and you're a better person. I want to thank my children, my daughters and my son. I also want to thank my grandkids and my other relatives, my nephews and that came here. But I want to thank my brother and sister. They're both sitting at my table. My brother, I asked him, I gave him a phone call last week, and I said, look, my brother's, he has open house at Green Acres Middle School, so he's going to come late. And so, Tim said, okay, I'll put you last, okay? And I kept sitting at that table. I hope he's here. I hope he's here. He showed up. But my sister's here, and I really value her. I used to have 4 sisters, but when COVID came, it took away my other sisters. I had 4 of them. 3 of them have passed away. I miss my parents, but I always carry my parents in my heart. It's a privilege to come here and to serve this community and be part of making it a better place. My journey began here, and it continues today. Coming back here to College of Sequoias brings me back to my roots. It keeps me connected. I see Brent Calvin every so often, and he knows that. I give him phone calls and whatnot. But I want to take this minute while I'm up here, because I'm not going to say a whole lot, but I want to say something. Greg Sherman, he's a good friend of mine that I met here in 1990, I think it was late 90s. I want to say 97, but I think it was more like 99, 2000. But we both joined the College of Sequoias Foundation back in that time. And, he's still here. He's still here. And I know he retired. And I just wanted to tell him that in retirement, remember one thing, every day Saturday, okay? Every day Saturday. Well, anyway, I'm not a person that likes to talk a whole lot. I want to thank the other people that came up and received an award, and I want to thank the foundation. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Juan. Well, these were some incredibly worthy inductees, don't you think? Remember what I said about paths? Paths to COS, paths through COS, and paths after COS? Wildly different, but all so much contribution to the community as a result of those different paths. So thank you very much for illustrating that again tonight. There's a wealth of history in this room, too. And so I can't help but invite all of you to think about your history with COS and those that you know that came through COS, and consider nominating some folks to the COS Hall of Fame. We're always looking for new nominations, and there's information in the program. There's a whole page dedicated to how you might be able to provide that nomination. You can certainly reach out to me, and I can help you through that as well. So, please help us ensure that the Hall of Fame always honors the best examples of COS and from a broad spectrum of diverse backgrounds, professions, and influences. Thank you, inductees, for doing your part to help the community and hold the College of Sequoias in such high esteem. We appreciate that. Our college accepts people where they are and takes them further on their journey. You wonderful individuals we celebrate tonight are a testament to that ideal. And it was my honor to induct you all tonight. Thank you for allowing us to do so. And for a closing word this evening, I would like to call up our College of Sequoia Superintendent President, our closer, Dr. Brent Calvin.
He puts me on last, so we don't have to lower the mic afterwards. Good evening, everybody. Brent Calvin, lucky enough to serve as the superintendent and president here at my alma mater. What a privilege it is for me to take part in ceremonies just like this evening. And tonight was really special because I've known each of the 3 inductees for decades now and consider them friends. And really is a privilege. I've got a couple of comments I'd like to make. But first, I just want to introduce a few folks and maybe reintroduce a few folks because we may have missed 1 or 2. But We've been on about a 10-year, 12-year, 15-year roll here at the College of the Sequoias, and it really does start at the top. And so I just want to kind of run back through our Board of Trustees that are represented here tonight. Our board president is Mr. Raymond Macareno. He's joined by his wife, Michaela. The board clerk is in the table next or just in front of Raymond's, and that's Mr. Ken Nunes, joined by his wife, Pat. Let me see, our newest trustee is sitting right over there at my table, Mr. Bob Aguilar and his wife, Melinda. We've got Greg Sherman and Sue Shannon here, two of the finest board members you're ever going to meet, and they served the college for a long, long time. Thank you to both of them. Would also like to thank our board president for the foundation, that's Mr. Tom Giampetro and his wife, Sue. Our foundation staff does such an amazing job. It's Tim, but it's also Peyton Garcia, it's Kristen Petty, it's Davis Beavers. Big shout out to them. They're a small crew, but they get things done. Our marketing department is represented here tonight by Miss Lauren Fishback and Vanessa Lamb. Thank you for everything you do. If you're seeing the orange and blue everywhere, like TV, bus wraps, billboards, social media, it's because of their efforts. I think they do a great job of telling our story. We were a secret for too long. We're celebrating our 100th year anniversary, and we were a secret for about 95 years. In the last 5 years, people have taken notice, in part because of their efforts. So thank you to our marketing department. Also want to thank the chair of our Ag Advisory Committee. That's Mr. Charlie Pitliano and his wife, Nancy. Charlie's been helping us make sense of farming for a long, long time, because we probably would have ran that Tulare farm into the ground a long time ago. Thankfully, we've got a wonderful board, and we also have a wonderful provost for the Tulare campus. That's Dr. Luann Waldner. She's joined at her table by Michelle Corbett and Rainbow Park Moore. Thank you for showing up tonight. And then I think we have a couple legendary coaches here. I see Dave Adams and Al Branco. Great to have them back on campus. We've done a lot of great things, but as I like to tell our retirees when we get together, it's all on the foundation that they built over decades and decades. And as a former student, that's not lost on me. I saw them in action, and I know the great things that they did on behalf of all of us as students. So I just want to congratulate Craig, Tina, and Juan. This is very deserving and probably long overdue. These are wonderful, wonderful people that have continued to do fabulous things in our community and for this region. And they never fail to represent the orange and blue in such a positive way. Tina and I actually were at COS at about the same time, which kind of boggles my mind, because it seemed like we were the same age then, and now I'm sure I'm 10 or 15 years older than her. And you'd think living with David for 40 years would have the opposite effect. Somehow it hasn't. What's with that? But it really is a special night to see these three folks inducted into our Hall of Fame. We've got a saying around here, forever giant, and it just means continue to be a giant in whatever you do. And I can't imagine three people that exemplify that better than these three. So congratulations on a job well done. Thank you to everybody for coming out, and let's give them one last big round of applause. Thanks again for coming out, folks. We've got this place all night if we need it, so stay as long as you like. Good night.